Hello, hello. Welcome to today's healing tones of 432 hertz. Yes. Magical music. Beautiful. That is a Hiola chime. If you want to look it up and get one, because they're amazing. Yes. Okay. Let's jump into the messages for today and see what is for us, where we're at, where we're going, how we're getting there, and what we should do, what to release, what to prepare for, what to surrender to. And we are tapping into the Arcturians because they seem to know some things. This one, which I have to look up because I don't remember what all of them are. Aha! Release. Yes. Release control. Release your fixed expectations. Release your need to know. Release your prejudice against yourself, against others. Releasing. Let go of things that no longer serve you, and you will notice new doors opening up. Yes, think of it as you have a beautiful shelf and it is full. And you release, you empty, you let go of the sum of the things. Now you have space, and suddenly you find something that is perfect and would go wonderfully on there. It couldn't have come to you unless you created space for it to be. Yes? Okay. Yes. We will take it. So release, and this, it's really giving me like surrender release, right? This trying too hard, the energy that goes into the trying too hard, even trying too hard to be prepared for anything, right? There's like a lack of trust in self to be able to adapt to whatever comes your way. Okay. And we have Gibo, beautiful Gibo, the swan. Swans of love. The swan of love. Do they mate for life, swans? The swan knows the gift of lasting love. I think so. Joining with their partner, they exchange a promise and a bond of fidelity, allegiance, and trust. Each lives in the harmonious cycle of giving and receiving while caring for, loving, and protecting the other. Beautiful. And that's just the thing. When you are fiercely independent, when you're used to doing everything on your own and having all the things controlled and thought of and looked after, you leave no space for others to come in and help you or do for you or give for you in the ways that you need. Yes, something like that. Okay. Gibo is a beautiful and generous symbol of sacred exchange. Yes. So a few readings back, I was talking about, and it was funny because there was two does licking each other. And later on in the message, I was very much about, you have to take care of yourself and put yourself first. If everybody else has themselves as number one and you're putting someone else as number one, who's putting you as number one, right? But I guess the caveat of that, and the thing that I missed, the opportunity I missed with the does licking each other, is that it is a survival instinct to do that for yourself, to be that for yourself. But there is a time and a place and a circumstance and the right kinds of symbiotic reciprocating relationships where you can trust, if I hold you as number one and you hold me as number one, we both are held, right? It's like, if they're scratching your back and you're scratching their back, everybody's covered. Something like that. Okay. To receive, you must also release. When blessed, you should in turn bless. Gibo encourages honoring your commitments and contracts and returning like for like, or lick for lick. Union comes in many forms: love, friendship, family, and business. Keywords: gifts, partnership, sacrifice, fair exchange, and honor. And sometimes it's not always like, if you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Like, right? It's if you massage my back, I'll massage your feet, or vice versa, whatever, right? Like, as long as it's a fair reciprocation, yes, then it is good. Then we like it. Then we like it a lot, right? But we have to release, we have to make the space, we have to be in a state of receiving. It's just like this beautiful faith in the universe and in spirit, right? You have to surrender control. You have to trust that all things are working in your favor, and be in this open state to allow the universe to surprise and delight you, to show you, to lead you, to guide you, to hold you. And it's the same way with others, right? Yes. And that is a tricky thing to do when, you came out like that, right? You came out in this trusting, everybody treats everybody the same, right? Everybody holds your best interest in mind because you hold everybody's best interest in mind. And it was quite the struggle, heartbreak to be shown otherwise, right? Yes. And so you created barriers and blockades and defense mechanisms and took over in certain areas to make sure that that can never happen again. But this is about releasing those old ways of giving and receiving, right? Before we were giving in order to receive some sort of love and affection, or some sort of external validation or acknowledgement. Now we are looking for something deeper and more sacred in the exchange. Okay, kind of lost where I was going with that, so we'll just get the cards going on and help them. Beautiful. speak. Help them speak, okay? So we got the Empress who flipped for us. Okay? Yes, this is the epitome of releasing. Okay? She is in receiving mode. Beautiful. Open. She's not, there's a trust, right? She's got her eyes closed. Her arms are open to receive, to reach, to grab, to plant. She is holding the frequency of love and doing so very patiently. Okay, yeah, I also feel like just like this swan, it's not just any swan will do, right? That was one of my dating app names. Not what? No, what was it? Not. Was it not? Not any doodle do. Something like that. But it was doodle, like because I'm an artist, right? So not any doodle do. But it's not any dude will do, right? Like it takes a special one. The one that's able to meet you on this frequency. The one you're not having to chase after or give of yourself or convince or to work for, to be worthy of, except in your own quest to be better, right? I mean, there are people, if you're lucky, that you meet that make you want to step up and be better, to improve, to continue to grow and to bloom and to blossom, and that's okay. That's what we want, but not in this. I need to reshape myself. Like the first way, the way that I was just saying was, this is about you blooming into who you are meant to be, right? And the other one is tailoring yourself to be something you think the other person wants. And that's a big difference, right? Okay, so we've got your divine justice coming up, and I got the hair coming out here. It just wants to do with the thing. Anyways. Divine justice, balance. This is the beautiful positive feedback loop that you generate when you are in this frequency, when you are in a frequency of release and allowing and surrender. You are allowing the ebbs and flows. You are allowing the seeds to fly out of you and land where they may. And it's not about whether they grow or not. It's just about being in this beautiful state of delivery, of birthing, right? Okay, we've got swords coming out, but I'm really being shown, or the highlight for me is this balancing, this rebalancing, this old way, new way. It's kind of giving me just what we were talking about before with the trying to shape yourself into something you assume or think, or maybe even know that the other person wants, versus somebody who makes you, and by make you, I mean inspire you, encourage you, support you in becoming your greatest and best self, because they see you, they see through you to your core, right? Your golden heart core. And they nurture that. They nurture the parts of you that are already in there. And that's a big difference, right? And I feel like this process, this journey has led you to a place where you recognize that difference. And this is why not any doodle do, right? Not any swan deserves to be your forever person. Okay. What else do we have in here? We've got you balancing, your centering. Okay, you're connecting. You're taking a beat. You're grounding in. You're balancing of your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. Okay, outside of the noise of distractions of the city here. And this divine spirit team that is always with you. Okay, I feel like whenever you are finding yourself in this place of uncertainty or not knowing or hesitation or trying to control something, I think this is a good time to center, go in and recalibrate, redefine, recenter yourself. It's like reattaching or going back in and reconnecting with that inner you that wants to bloom, and making sure that all of the elements, all of the levels, all of the layers, all of the people, all the things in your world are nurturing and encouraging this bloom and not the other way around. Because that's exactly what we do, right? We have that part in us, that little seed of our potential. And, we try to show people, but we're like, you, anybody, right? And then we find somebody who finally looks and they're like, I'll hang out with you, but you got to put something over that. I don't want to look at that. And you're like, okay, because you want somebody to hang out with you, right? And then we just get used to hiding that seed, hiding that part. And I feel like part of this, part of your legacy, part of your claiming of you is you fiercely defending and protecting and nurturing your own seed and bloom, and this recognition that you're either pro me seed or you're out, right? That's your legacy. Oh, and we got the King of Wands coming in. Okay, so this is your focus on your goal. This is you seeing the bigger picture, right? I feel like this is your get her done. Keep your eyes on the prize. Your prize is your bloom. Okay. And that is also your legacy, because people shine differently when they're blooming from their inside. It's like an internal sunshine. Now the bloom is the sun, okay, and or a star, right? And the more you nurture and feed it and love it and encourage it and inspire it, the more it. I'm picturing Jesus and his heart that is a flame, right? It burns. It's this inner sun that shines. And when people start to recognize, oh, I have the sun within me. Okay. Oh, if I were to prioritize or change how I feel, think, if I were to hold the love frequency, if I were to put the life of this seed within me as a priority, then beautiful, beautiful things bloom, happen, grow, miracles. Okay, and these guys fill out over here, so let's look at them. Wow, speaking of the sun, okay, and also your dedication to your balancing of your light and your shadow, right, of the sun and the moon here, taking advantage of your position. You got to the top of this mountain, and there's other hands that are reaching that haven't quite got to that place that you have got. And so you're showing the beautiful magic that comes from this process. Okay, and your dedication to that. This is part of your justice because of your dedication, because of the power of your heart maintained its pure essence, regardless of how many people tried to dig you up, to put a cage around you, to dump vinegar on you, or whatever the case may be. You still managed through it all to pick yourself up, to re-soil your ground. Hi, what's up? Oh, she's so cute. And shine, right? Yeah. And that's a beautiful thing. That is gorgeous. And that's part of your beautiful abundance attraction that you've got going on right now. This beautiful, why are these cards stuck together? Too wet. Okay. What else do we got here? This guy. Moving from choppy waters into calmer waters. And this is an acknowledgement of you doing this for yourself. There's no one else steering your boat. There's no one else even in your boat. And you are doing the work, making the effort, rowing your boat out of the old way of, chaos and drama and all of the things that did not fertilize your soil for your seed to bloom and grow in the way that supports love, right? Okay. This guy. There is your self-mastery. Okay, this is your devotion. This is your ability to learn and to master. This is divine oaths and sacred contracts. Okay, this is your sacred contract with your heart, with your seed dew, right? With your potential, with your divine soul plan, who you were always meant to blossom into. Also, a divine contract to your love, to the ones, because it's friendship, loveship, business ships, right? The ones who are meant to come into your life and be your forever people, right? And so that's gorgeous. Yes, we've got looking at things like love from a different perspective, okay? And I think that's exactly it. You're releasing this preconceived idea of what love is and how it can come to you, can get to you, can be in your life, okay? And this is that decision, right? This is that shift in your perspective that love is something that you emit, that you feel, that you resonate with, that you embody. And then love projects, right? And then love returns, and love can fill your shelf with love things, right? Beautiful. I mean, the lovers, this is about perfect balance. This is about, divine counterparts, people who work really well together on levels, and it just makes sense. This is safe space love, right? Where your heart is peaceful. Beautiful. Okay, we'll go through one more time on this deck and see if anybody else wants to come out and be a part of this reading. So we got, whoa. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. There's stuff coming out. Okay. So the first thing to come out was the Eight of Wands. Okay, so energy is picking up and it's fast. Eight of Wands, this is the fast state. Well, besides the Chariot, this is one of the fast moving energy. It's passionate with the wands, right? So we've got passionate moving energy. Then we had the Death and the Tower card coming out. Two major arcanas. Boom, bada, bing. That just popped out right after this 8. So this is like a tower coming in that's going to be transformative, okay? Death card represents transformation, the death of the old, the birth of the new. When one door closes, another door opens, that kind of a frequency. And the Tower is a lightning bolt tear down of the old ways that there's no going back. And these two coming together, this is like the equivalent of your one day you wake up in the morning and you are hit by lightning, and now you can see things that you couldn't see before, right? Your world is forever changed. You are completely different. You're seeing things differently. You're experiencing things differently. That's the kind of tower moment transformation, okay? This could also be like your, sorry, I get really ticklish. Okay, I won't mess with that. No, you stay down there, you little cutie pie. Mims really wants to come up here. Okay, sneaky, sneak. Okay, and then we've got the King of Swords came out with the Five of Pentacles. Okay, so this is speaking about speaking truth, coming from the throat chakra. But this Five of Pentacles is that worthiness. Am I worthy? Am I not worthiness? Right? That this energy is having some issues with. Mims. Okay. Or has in the past, right? Energy is kind of timeless. So it's like past, present, future. So this is why this is a collaborative reading, right? Where you It's still all over the place. Okay, were you? And that didn't make it better. um, this is your intuition is helping with the messages, right? What resonates. If it doesn't, leave it for the next person. Okay. So this is about this king who is kind of stuck in this should I stay or should I go now kind of energy. This could be your energy too, right? Your yes, I'm worthy, and am I worthy? And yes, I'm worthy, and am I worthy? Is this real? Is this not real? Right? And that's based on why can't it be real? You know, we can talk ourselves out of things being real because we don't feel like we are worthy for the real, or whatever the case may be. Okay. Memory. No. Okay, and then this guy here. Oh, we had the world and the fool also came out. Okay, so the fool came out after the king and this was behind. So I feel like this is something that this king of swords energy is overcoming, right? And because the fool came out after, it's kind of like this was something that they were struggling with, and now it is about going all in. They just finally got to a place where they're just like, you know what? I'm going for it. I am going to trust. I am going to jump. I'm going to leap. I'm going to free myself. I'm going to release the things that are holding me back from being, doing, feeling, and going after my heart space of nurturing my heart seed bloom. Okay. And then the other thing that came out was the world. I mean, this is crazy because we had 2, 4, 6 cards additionally, and 4 of them are major arcanas, like the Tower, Death, the Fool, and the World. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. So the world is this what goes around comes around. This can be represent some sort of reconciliation, some sort of revisit of a space, but it's new, it's different, it's elevated, right? Especially if we're not in a circle, we're not in a karmic loop, so we're not back where we started, right? It's a spiral, and so it's this alternative perspective, right? We come back around, but now we're in a different position to see that place we were before, right? And that's a powerful place to be. It's also allowing more blooming and growing and nurturing and um, growth of self, because you are on the center of this world here, of this world. Yes. Okay. Fast moving energy. Okay, so the energy, the fast moving energy went, kind of tucked itself under the grounding and under your meditative thing. And so if you ever find yourself getting kind of overwhelmed by the things that are happening, by any sort of towers or moments of transformation or this revisiting, this could also be like karmic situations from the past. It's kind of like a little test, the universe being like, have you really changed? Have you really evolved? Are you still going to accept this kind of behavior? Are you still living off of crumbs, right? And this is both an opportunity. So looking at it from a different perspective, instead of being like, am I here? I thought I evolved beyond this. Be like, okay, this is an opportunity for me to show both myself and the universe how much I've grown and changed and evolved, right? By doing something different, by choosing something different, by being something different. Okay, where's our oh wow, I just yakety. Okay, let's get a mushroom card. Cause today is mushroom day. I gotta go get some. Cause now I'm just all in mushroom land. They're so delicious. I make like a yummy mushroom gravy, and I do like roasted potato poutines. Oh yeah, with like fresh tomatoes on top and green onions. And then like mushroom burgers. Yummy. I got these Scotch Baps, and they make good buns for burgers. Not too much bun, but enough to hold everything and be yummy. They're a good cold sandwich bun. I prefer toasted in most occasions. But the Scotch Bat bun, yum. Okay. Let's see if any of the mushrooms want to come out. Oh, I just love this. The sun came out, the lovers, the Empress, Gibo. Beautiful. I also had this thing I was thinking about. Well, it was like a vision, and I could see like the Empress, and she was running around and she was throwing seeds, and they were like, we can do this and we can do that, and what about this and what about that, and I want to make this and I want to make that, and like that's kind of how she creates all these seeds, right? She's just popping them out and throwing them around everywhere, and then the divine masculine, or the emperor, is the one who is like, okay, let's take this seed and plant it and go with it, right? He's because we've got the beer, so she's picturing and imagining everything, and the doer, right? And so he's picking them up and making them happen in this beautiful balance and collaboration. Okay, Scarlet Elf Cup. Healing. Beautiful. A 20. Let's see what that's about. She's leaning on the edge of the chair arm, or on the chair arm like this. It's pretty cute. Okay. A time of healing is here or on its way. The Scarlet Elf Cup heals fresh wounds, whether physical, emotional, or spiritual. Will you drink from its cup? The wounds you carry may be fresh, but everything can be healed given time. Be patient, but also make sure you don't let the wound stay open and fresh. Not only will you lose energy from this, but you will stay stationary until the gap is closed. You can't fill yourself with what you need or move forward if there is a leak. Where are you losing energy? Where are you letting your wounds stay open? You can learn to grow and heal when you take the time to understand the lesson. Once the lesson is learned, you no longer need to keep repeating the pattern. So if you are stuck in a repeating pattern that you can't seem to break, ask yourself, what do I need to learn from this? When we start to look at the world and people as teachers, we move from victim to student, look at situations without the emotional charge, and see from a higher perspective. Scarlet Elf Cup may also be asking us to help heal the wounds of others. Are you feeling called to service? Are there bridges that need mending? Where can you create healing in your life and with those around you? Every random act of kindness has incredible healing properties. Beautiful. Okay, let's get a couple of messages. Clean your space. Yes, always. That is a good way. This is also bringing back to the beginning with the shelf and the taking things away to create space for new things to come in, right? Forest time. Yes, this is a good place to ground, to center, to reconnect, to bring your attention into the now. And it's also a beautiful place to recharge and replenish and tap back into what it matters, what's real. And then in that space, create, imagine, create a visualization, embody the feelings and the emotions and all of the things. Ground yourself. Yes, this is definitely part of this reading here. We've got this energy coming in, and to ground yourself as you are receiving it. Release resistance. Okay, beautiful confirmation. Yes. And you are, you've created an oath with yourself, a divine contract to continuously do this, to get really good at the releasing part of the thing. And I think that that in itself is such a beautiful ability. It's like a superpower, right? And I also feel like something that may help you in the releasing part is think of everything that you release as nutrients going into the soil that is supporting, nurturing, and encouraging your truest and most beautiful self to bloom. Okay. And then it's kind of like a beautiful trade off. This is that sacred exchange, right? You are exchanging that old version of you and reconstituting the energy, putting it back into the new. This is that death and rebirth balance. There are many cooperative components that are working in your favor, and this is why patience was such an important card that came up right at the beginning, right? This being patient and preparing yourself. It also gives me a little bit of the lion strength. Right? The lion isn't running around expending its energy on like mice and rabbits and stuff like that. The lion is conserving, reserving, and resting, and it's this preparing mode for the big stuff to go after. Okay, so another goal, you're never releasing, you're never waiting, you are preparing. Okay. Feel it to heal it. Yes. Nowhere in here does it say to not feel how you need to feel. Feeling things really gives you a indicator on what still needs to be healed, or where there may be some residuals that need to be dredged up, that need to be looked at, considered, to acknowledged, and only then can we release, right? This whole G.I. Joe thing where it's saying knowing is half the battle. Well, you need to know what you're dealing with in order to know how to deal with it, right? And we only know when we turn and we look and we recognize and acknowledge, then we know what to do with. It's like, oh, so gross. Okay, when I was younger, I had this plum in my pocket of my jacket, and I knew it was gross. Like I had forgotten it in there, and it was kind of squishy, and so I just avoided it. I never looked at it. I never put my hand in my pocket. I just straight up avoided it and hoped that it would go away. And then one day, my mom was like, what's that smell? Right? Because it was rotting in my pocket. And she like sniffed around and finally looked in my pocket, and she put her hand in there, and I was like, no, right? And then, was like, oh my God, that's disgusting. And she pulled it out and dealt with it. And I had to look at it, and it was disgusting. And anyways, I don't know why that came up, but it was like this avoidance of dealing with something only gets more gross the more you avoid it. Okay. Trust the process. Okay. Trust that all the things that come up for you need to come up. And instead of being like, why the hell is this here? Right? It's like that spiral. Why am I here again? Look at it from a different perspective. Don't pick it up and include it in your now story. Instead, witness it, recognize it, and choose differently, right? And you'll get it. You'll figure it out. You'll be like, oh, usually I would have made a big deal about that, but this time I didn't. I just let it go by, and look at that. It's gone, right? It's kind of like a final link to the old you. This is another way that we release the old, is by doing something different than we would have done if we were that person. Or yeah. Okay. And then the final one, do your own research. Okay. Check in. You sneaky little ninja. Check in and find out for yourself. Okay, go whatever is calling you. If you want to know more about it, go and discover. Allow your intuition to lead you through information to receive and hold, or to release, right? Take what resonates and release what doesn't. And that's it. That's it. Okay. And that's it for the reading. I cannot show it to you because we got Miss Mimsy Meow. So the main thing is trust the process, ground yourself. Look, we've got the sun coming out from behind here. Okay, we've got see things from different perspectives. Go all in, trust this legacy that you are building and creating, speaking your truth, okay? And your self mastery and release, okay? And your attracting love in all its forms, okay? Okay, love you, appreciate you, and wishing you all of the love and the good stuff. Okay, hope to see you next time. Bye for now.